With the success of Scream, studios were trying to find the next hot new franchise. Because before Scream, we were still very much trapped in a weird sea of sequels to aging franchises. We had Halloween 6, Children of the Corn 3, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 for crying out loud. And then Scream changed all of that, but not necessarily for the better. Like, Scream is a masterpiece. It is one of my favorite movies ever. But studios took the wrong lessons from it and then started churning out what I call the CW horror movies. You know, they're very hip, very stylized, and they star all the current young stars, and they feature at least one song by Creed. I Know What You Did Last Summer begins on the 4th of July, 1996, and we see a man sitting on a cliff face, and he's contemplating suicide. Oh, awesome! Cause I'm losing my sight, losing
Jerry,
my mind.
we said no more Papa Roach.
Losing my
Hey, Jerry, shut the up.
Oh, sorry, Rocco, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I didn't see you either, but I can hear you all the way down the hallway. Shut the up.
I'm sorry,
Shit.
Rocco.
So
I didn't
I'm
mean
just
it.
gonna
You're
go
hurting me.
shut
That's
my
my
door.
elbow. Okay, I won't see Papa Roach anymore. So actually, we hired another summer intern named Rocco, and Jerry is terrified of Rocco, so I'm just going to let them work that out. So anyways, this man is at a low point in his life. And we meet our four main protagonists that consist of two couples, Julie and Ray, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze III, and Barry and Helen, played by Ryan Phillippe and Sarah Michelle Gellar. And I Know What You Did Last Summer takes place in a small fishing village in North Carolina, and the town is celebrating the Croaker Festival, and Helen has just been crowned the Croaker Queen, which sounds like an event that would take place in either Hanover, Indiana, or St. Olaf.
Hey, you riding with me? No, tell Mom I'll be home late.
Is little Miss Croaker getting sauteed tonight?
Oh, it's Wit with a Wit.
Evening.
Now, I have four older siblings, and we would have arguments, yes, but nothing like the venom you see between siblings in movies. Like, I just don't get how they can speak to each other like that. You two spent Christmases together. Knock it off. So the gang has graduated high school, and this is the last summer together before they all go their separate ways in the fall. So they decide to drive down the coast to celebrate, and they end up drinking on the beach.
So the boy and girl are making out, right? When they hear over the radio that this lunatic killer's escaped from an insane asylum. He's got this long, sharp hook for a hand.
And now horror movies in the 90s were obsessed with 100-year-old urban legends.
They get back to the girl's house, and they find the lunatic's bloody hook in the car door.
And Ray is absolutely butchering this one.
None of it really happened. It's a bullshit ghost story to begin with.
No, it's not. It's true.
Oh my god. So Ray wasn't just trying to tell the spooky horror story, he actually believes it happened.
It's an urban legend, American folklore, and they all usually originate from some sort of real-life incident.
Good god. Ray is showing his whole ass right now, and in front of his girlfriend. And despite that pathetic display, Ray somehow convinces Julie to have sex with him. And when they're done, they all decide to head home. And Ray is sober, so he drives Barry's car, but he gets distracted and they hit and kill somebody. Julie wants to call the police, but everyone else wants to try to cover it up.
Then we dump the body.
But just pretend we were never here.
We could drag him to the water and dump him in.
Look at him. Not a cell phone in sight. Just four friends living in the moment. God, to be young again. But just then, Julie's creepy friend Max drives by.
What can I do for you, Max?
You can wipe that my shit don't stink grin off your face.
Okay, Max. Will do.
Like, is Max supposed to be the town bad boy? Or is Ray just that simple and meek? They go to dump the body in the ocean, but the guy isn't dead, and they freak out and dump him in anyways. And Barry makes them swear to never speak of this again.
We take this to our grave! Let me hear it!
Let it go, Barry!
Really, Ray? Not gonna defend your girlfriend? Man, did Ray get all up in Julie just under the wire, or what? We then jump forward 1 year, and none of the four speak to each other anymore. And Julie's been in a deep depression all year, and she comes home from college and receives a note saying, "I know what you did last summer." Now, don't panic. You don't know that it's referring to the hit and run. For all you know, it could be referring to you sleeping with a town idiot. But actually, that's just as bad, so yeah, her reaction is still valid. Julie recruits Helen, and they go see the most level-headed member of the group, Barry.
Come on, Julie. How do you know this is even related? You did a lot of things last summer.
That's what I said. That's so crazy. I was all like, it could be anything, Julie.
Shut the hell up!
Oh. I shan't be spoken to in such a manner. That's strike one, sir. So Julie believes the person they killed was named David Egan because his body was discovered 3 weeks after the incident and it was ruled an accidental drowning.
What about Ray?
I called his house, and his mom said that the last she saw him this morning, He was chasing butterflies and rolled down a big hill. He could be anywhere by now. And so Barry suspects that it was Max who sent the note, and he goes to threaten him with a giant hook. But after he leaves, the real killer kills Max, and the gang finally finds Ray.
I'll work on that one over there.
It's that real big boat over there. The captain lets me pretend to drive it when my work's done. It's a pretty sweet deal. So they think the killer is related to David Egan, and since this is 1997, they're able to utilize the information superhighway to find every newspaper article ever written about David. And they learned that the summer before the summer that the killer knows what they did, David crashed his car with his fiancée Susie Willis inside and she died. And Julie remembers seeing Susie's name tattooed on the man's arm before they threw him in the ocean. So they go to talk to David's sister Missy. You know, nobody makes their own clothes anymore. It's just sad. Missy tells him that shortly after David's death, a man named Billy Blue came by claiming to be a friend of David's.
He came to pay his respects. Oh, yeah, he was a really nice guy. He was cute and smart.
And upon hearing that a friend came by to pay their respects after the death of a loved one, they immediately put Billy Blue at the top of their suspect list. And Julie's driving when she hears something in the trunk of her car, and she finds Max's body covered with like 1,000 crabs. She runs and gets Barry and Helen, but when they get back to the trunk, it's completely empty. Like, completely empty. Not even any crab juice or Max viscera. It's a dumb scene, because if it was supposed to be real, then the killer cleaned out a trunk with a dead body and crabs in a matter of minutes, which goes way past the realm of, oh, it's just a movie, don't think too hard, into insulting the audience for a cheap thrill. And if it was a hallucination, it's also stupid. Because Julie doesn't know that Max was dead. I do believe this is 100% supposed to be real.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
We're waiting for the latest script rewrite. We don't know how he did that either. And so Helen has to be in the Croker Festival parade and then go to the pageant that night as part of her duties as the outgoing Croker Queen. Like, good God. Being Croker Queen is a year-long commitment. I don't even think there's a cash prize involved. It's still not as bad as being class president in high school. You run as a goof, it's all just a big popularity contest. Then the next thing you know, you're a 58-year-old man planning a 40th high school reunion. You just thought it would look good on your college application, but now college and your wife are long gone. So you just take another pull from the bottle and just sob as you stare longingly at the 38 in your hand. Oh, also, that's the killer. Like, that's him. I'm just gonna tell you right now. That's Muse Watson. You may remember him from Prison Break, but yeah, that's the killer. He's right there. They're probably gonna say they did that thing like in Copycat, where you see the killer in the crowd shot right at the very beginning of the movie. But nah, I'm just gonna say it was a mistake. Also, Copycat was great. And Julie goes back to see Missy, and Missy says that David killed himself because he left a suicide note. But Julie says it's not a suicide note, it was actually a death threat.
My brother drowned.
I saw him. He had Susie tattooed on his arm.
Tattoo? He doesn't have a tattoo.
It wasn't your brother.
So Julie surfs the net again and finds that Susie's father was a local fisherman named Ben Willis. And with just that information, she determines that Ben Willis killed David Egan, and then they hit Ben Willis with their car and dumped Ben Willis's body. And now Ben Willis has come back to take revenge on the four of them 1 year after Ben Willis took revenge on the guy who killed his daughter the year prior to that. This movie is needlessly convoluted. At the Croker pageant, Helen witnesses Barry getting murdered by the killer, but because this movie sucks, by the time they get up there 30 seconds later, there is no sign of Barry or the killer. The police officer then drives Helen home to the deserted town, but the killer knew the police would take Helen home and would be stopped by this roadblock and go down this specific alley. I don't want to go all CinemaSins here, but
Behind you!
Deus Ex Fisherman! So Helen manages to run off through this abandoned town and makes it to her sister's store. But of course, the killer, who's right behind her, managed to get to the back of the store, kill Helen's sister, and then hide under a plastic tarp without making any noise. Oh my God, help me, I can't breathe. I thought this would be scary, but I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And also, how the f*** did he turn off the lights? God, this movie is so f***ing terrible. The killer then chases Helen down a dark abandoned alley. Holy shit, I completely forgot. This whole town is out in the street celebrating the 4th of July. It is in fact not an abandoned fishing village. So boom, just get to the street, Helen, and you are home free. Oh, but the killer gets in front of her somehow. 'Cause have I mentioned before, this movie is stupid. All right, gang, you can all head home. We just needed you for this scene. Go back, we need the town deserted again. Alrighty, everybody gone? And action! And Julie finds Ray.
Oh my God, it's you,
What are you talking about?
Billy Blue. You went to Missy's. You're the friend. You're the fisherman.
Nope, I'm not even going to entertain this notion. They have done nothing to truly set up Ray as a possible killer. Not that it matters, because we meet the real killer like 10 seconds later. So Ray gets knocked out by a random fisherman, and he yells for Julie to board his boat where it's safe. But oh no, it's Ben Willis's boat, because of course he would know that Julie would suspect Ray of being the killer and run right by his boat.
Kids like you should be out having fun. Drinking. Partying. Running people over. Getting away with murder.
Last I checked, you're not dead, asshole. They didn't murder anybody. And so Ray manages to board the boat and incapacitates Ben Willis. Oh wow, I was just hoping the hook would catch his pants and it would suspend him out over the water with his pants around his ankles while he just dangles there screeching for someone to help. Because that's happened to me several times. But him getting knocked out also worked, because that too has happened to me several times. Ben Willis comes to and charges after him, but then he gets Wile E. Coyote'd into the water.
Really dead.
The guilt was killing me. And I had to know who he was. That's why I went to see Missy.
Wait a minute. What about when she said this?
Oh, yeah, he was a really nice guy. He was cute and smart.
They definitely made sure no one suspected Ray of being Billy Blue.
Do you have any idea why this man would want you dead?
Oh gosh, I don't know. We certainly did hit him with our car 1 year ago, right after he murdered the man responsible for killing his daughter the previous year, and then dump his not dead body in the ocean, causing him to come back a year later on a quest for revenge, because he apparently can only take revenge on someone A, in the summer, and B, 1 year after any transgression that he feels were committed against him. Instead of just murdering his intended targets, he plays the game of cat and mouse that defies the laws of time and space. That would be pretty stupid. And believe me, sir, I know stupid. So we jump ahead another year, and Julie is thriving in college until she sees a note written in steam in this abandoned college shower. And I'm just going to tell you now, this scene doesn't mean shit, because in the next one, they tell you this is all just a dream. Yeah, the setup to the sequel is a dream sequence. That will tell you what kind of movie I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is. How is this movie getting a legacy reboot? How? So in the last episode, Scarlett found out the best way to deal with a bully.
Use the controls.
By having zero regard for your own safety. It's the only thing that makes a bully rethink his bullying choices. That and tattling. If you tattle on a bully, they will respect you more.
Centrifugal force has me pinned.
I think you mean centripetal force? You absolute dogshit dope. Oh my god, he was right, it is centrifugal. Oh no. The internet's gonna see that. Damn it. They make it back to Cobra headquarters and... Okay, Cobra, your entire outfit was already bordering on laughably dumb, but adding a pink cape and a scepter, amazing touch. You now look awesome. What the hell are you wearing?
I found a trunk full of old Halloween costumes in the attic. There's even a pirate costume that has an eye patch. Do you want to see?
No, you fool. We don't have time for your childish games.
Oh.
Munching cheese while there's work to be done? Well, perhaps you'll lose your appetite when I deduct the cheese bill from your share of the profits.
You're gonna charge your henchmen for cheese? I happen to know for a fact that Mr. Freeze provides a shift meal for all of his goons. Also, how does the Riddler find these people? And do you think they named themselves the River Rat Gang and then started acting like rats? Or did they already act like rats and made a group based on that shared trait? And also, why are the Riddler's hideouts always in the sewer? Is it because people who enjoy riddles belong where piss and shit go? That's my theory. Bruce Wayne escorts Princess Sandra to the Gotham City Eagles game where she's throwing out the first pitch. And as is tradition, the mascot of the Gotham City Eagles, Sam the endangered Gotham Bald Eagle, will now fly around the stadium in one of Gotham's most beloved traditions. Oh my god, she hit Sam. Oh, he is on the ground writhing and twitching, and oh dear god, he's not moving at all anymore. Oh, what a horrible thing for these fans to witness. Curse the entire principality of Molino, and may a plague befall all of their firstborn sons.